Hey Taurus, TT is here with a channel message for all of my Taurians. If y'all are new, welcome to our love nest. We're going to get this channel message, but before we do, we're going to do things a little bit differently because I can sense energetically that there are a lot of Taurians that are choosing and deciding to step outside of their comfort zone, put their guards down, open up to love, put their responsibilities to the side to really go out there and move this stagnant energy, go out there and, just pretty much focus on themselves. But I feel like it's more than focusing on yourself. I feel like right now you've relied heavily for so long off of being able to trust in your ability to show up for yourself, your ability to make sure that you do your job, the next person's job, and everyone else around you. It's like if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. And I feel as if you had to grow up really fast your entire life. You've had to take on many roles and many responsibilities and be many different facets for everybody. And in a lot of situations, you mastered how to prevent an accident, how to prevent unwarranted or unwanted experiences. And now you're in a phase of manifesting your dreams and manifesting your ultimate fulfillment, your ultimate wishes. But I feel like all of this starts or has been initiated because you're letting that guard down. You're opening that heart chakra. You are doing the work. So, this channel message is really saying that there's going to be friends, networking, associates. I'm really picking up more friendships right now that are going to come into your life, and they're going to push your buttons and they're going to trigger you to really remove this last little bit of trust issues that you may possess. All right. So the only thing that's going to stop you, Taurus, from manifesting, manifesting this goal, all right, this achievement, whatever this is that's going to be ultimate growth for you, the only thing that's going to stop it from manifesting is you failing to commit to the process. I'm going to say that again. Okay, baby, you failing to commit to the process. Right? So let's say, for example, you got a friend that shows up in your life and this person annoys you, right? Maybe they trigger your trust issues because they have a hard time, or they suck at communication, or they suck at it feels like broken promises, disappointments. They just suck at plans. You may view them as being immature, or you may feel this way about yourself. Spirit is also showing me that this may not necessarily be about another person, but it's like you confronting your own shadow. You know what I'm saying? You confronting your own demons. Whatever this is, whether this is a weight loss goal, whether this is a relationship goal, whether this is giving yourself permission, right, to date again, to live again, to get on that roller coaster ride again. It's going to look differently for everyone, but whatever you're trying to achieve, like, it's not just going to magically appear. And I feel like you're starting to get that message. You're starting to pick up that confirmation spiritually that it's not just going to appear or just happen. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up here. So it's what Spirit is showing me is you were battling procrastination. You were battling your own dark thoughts. You were battling not having support. Some of you guys were battling this reality that you're going to be forever alone for the rest of your life. You may have been hearing that negative self-talk come up in your mind. I'm never going to have that perfect picture. It's just a lot of nevers. But for the most part, for those that have been ignoring the external validation of what your reality looks like, and you've been kind of focusing on those internal triggers of what causes you to believe that, where does it stem from, that inner child conversation or dialogue. Because I feel like this has been a big bully in your subconscious mind for so long, and it's been a constant uphill battle to find yourself in a position where people get to talk about you, to be vulnerable. This is about you putting your guards down and giving in to vulnerability again, giving in to an old belief system, or you just giving in, like, just being able to say, like, I don't know, or I'm not perfect. And I feel like it's not about you saying it. It's about you letting the ball drop. You letting the expectation of how great you have to achieve something drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, the moment you stop looking for that big Happy New Year and you stop doing it with the intention of experiencing it, and I feel like you're trying to tell yourself with one part of your mind that that part doesn't matter, that the end goal doesn't matter, but in your subconscious mind, it matters. It matters because this has been a big mental blockage that you've been battling with for damn near your whole life. And it stems from that inner child wound, that inner child experience. Something, it's like a switch was triggered, and this constant self-destructive talk went on and on and on and on. And as a way to combat that, I'm seeing someone like bury it, you know what I'm saying? Like bury it, so you could just survive. And I feel like a part of you putting your guards down is shifting out of that survival mode and more into like that thriving and existing in your truth. Let me sit with this energy for a second. Because again, like I said, what you're trying to achieve isn't magically going to like just appear there. You're going to have to offer something. This is about, what are you, adding and subtraction go hand in hand, or they're on the same axis, right? Because in order to, one needs the other. Right? So I feel like you're being spiritually asked, like, what are you willing to offer? What are you willing to sacrifice of yourself? Like, what are you offering of yourself? What are you sacrificing as far as like habits, thought processes, tendencies, in order to be in alignment with that which you desire? So whatever that achievement is, you need to plug that in. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, so what's required of me in order to achieve that, right? Not saying what's required of the external environment, but how can I maintain what I'm asking for without losing it, right? So there's going to be a need for balance, okay? Because a part of growing up is the ability to realize that responsibilities will never stop. Lessons will never end. And that universal pressure that pushes humanity towards growth, expansion, it will never stop. And I feel like that's kind of the big message here. It's like it'll help you stop running, because we have faith at the bottom of the deck. It'll help you stop running. So if your faith has been shaken in the past, or you're feeling discouraged lately, by a past event, or you've had trust issues due to being lied to, mistreated, whatever your experiences are. You can rest assured that these things will never end until you're gone. Even after you're gone, the responsibilities will not end, the lessons will not end, the desire for growth will not end, which leaves the only relevant question. The only relevant question is, how do you want to experience the journey? Like, how do you genuinely want to experience this journey? How do you want to celebrate yourselves? How do you want to reward yourselves while you're alive, and not waiting to receive your flowers, not waiting for other people to give you that pat on the back? If they never congratulate you, if they never tell you what you need to hear, no matter who they are, you got to live it your way. You got to give your soul what it wanted. And if that question that I just asked you triggers some type of like, well, fuck it, self-destructive behavior, I'll escape then, or I want to numb, I don't want to feel none of this, I don't want to deal with none of this, I'm done. It's a result of like that fuck it attitude, that I don't give a fuck attitude, that, what's the point? I might as well go back to the old version of me attitude. That is not you. That is not you communicating to yourself. That this is just a confirmation. If you find yourself going to that extreme when things get uncomfortable, right? When topics get uncomfortable, when people come into your life that betray you and that gets uncomfortable, when all these things that flips that switch of you, of that self-destructive tendency to like go become a workaholic, or to go in overdrive and all those different things, that's an inner child wound, and it's stunting your growth. It's stunting your growth, your mobility, and your overall maturity. Those childhood issues require balance, right? Because extremes are heavily tied to those triggers. So I feel like when spirit is saying, like with fate here, the triggers are when people come into your life and they trigger certain things that make you feel uncomfortable. It's an opportunity for you to feel it. And if you're numbing it, or you're escaping the experience of it, you're never healing it, and you won't succeed, or that moment of manifestation won't occur. And even if it does show up temporarily, it won't stay long. It'll be like a passing, pass you by. It'll pass you by year after year, cycle after cycle. I feel like Taurus, what you're doing right now is that you're finding pleasure in the outside world. I feel like you're going, as you're releasing your guards, and you're trusting more, you're finding pleasure in your outside world. It's like, I'm ready to let my guards down and go and experience what pleasure looks like in connection with my outside world, my outside environment. And it's not all sexual. That's what people keep saying. That's what spirit keeps said. People keep assuming that it's all sexual, and people are trying to steal your pearls and trick you and all types of shit. Like, stop it, okay? Nobody is trying to come in here and steal for you. And I feel like that's on some trolling shit, to be honest with you. But moving on, it's like the more you are willing to find pleasure in your outside world experiences and how you interact with other people, the more your triggers will be resolved. So it's like the game is always going to be rigged and designed to detour you from interacting with other people, as uncomfortable as it may be, because the more that you interact and the more that you're able to have those inner child, have those things reflected back to you or brought up to the surface, the more you'll be aware of it, and you'll stop doing it. You'll no longer want to accept the fate, or you'll no longer want to participate, you know. So of course, this whole initiative to make you feel like it's too hard, it won't fit, I can't do it, you know, I'm sick, all of that, those dark thoughts, or that negative, nobody cares about me. It's an objective, it's an initiative, it's a strategy to make you feel like you're going to be forever alone. And that's not the truth. And I feel like it's an influence. And if you allow the voices in your head to influence your truth, the more it'll keep you like shying away, or keep you stuck in that rut. This is energy of, yeah, because I do feel like someone is either they're utilizing magic, manifestation, trying to influence you by way of manipulating the energies around you. They could be dreaming about you, astral traveling. But if you're going to perform magic, if you're going to light candles, if you're going to say affirmations, there is no better person to perform all of those gifts and abilities on outside of yourselves, right? Put your oxygen mask on yourself. You got trust issues? Come up with the best fucking self-love candle manifestation and burn that shit on yourself. Influence your own subconscious mind. Go into the doors of the darkness within you. Confront your demons. Face those issues, right? Receive the bad news. Let somebody tell you about your damn self for once. And it don't have to be me. All right? Give yourself permission to say, I'm angry. Some of y'all really want to say, fuck, I'm angry. You got some venting that you need to do, and you don't know where to go, and you don't want to be immature, and you don't want to put out the frequency. So get you a piece of paper. Perform a writing ritual for however many nights. What is that, 18, 19, whatever. And release it. Or learn the cycles of the moon and commit to it. Make it a responsibility. And give yourself consequences to reaffirm the work that you're doing on yourself. But before you start praying and asking for other people to come into your life and all the other great things that comes from manifestation, Spirit is saying manifest that shit on yourself. Okay? What you asking for, become it yourself. Speak it to yourself until you believe it. Change your environment so you can start to see it, and the rest shall follow. You don't got to worry about it, because I feel like it's already around you. But with this mentality, right? Because with right and illness, this is your mentality is restricting you from experiencing another lifestyle. For some of you, is preventing you from receiving. You're having a hard time receiving help, receiving truth, receiving, it's like, I don't know how, and I don't know who to talk to, and I don't know who to trust. I don't know what's on me, and it's preventing you from maintaining a healthy relationship, or it's going to, the more that you perceive this way. And maybe it is, Bam. Wasn't not expecting those cards to come out. Like, it's making it hard for you to believe. It's making it hard for a lot of things. It's making it hard that you could do something on your own. Let's reveal these cards. We have balance in reverse. We have storm warning in reverse. Then we have door to personal healing and happiness. This is trying to avoid a disaster by staying so busy. You don't have to confront the tower that must go. Something needs to leave here. All right. So for my collective that's trying really hard to keep up this tough exterior and really just trying to it's like you're applying the spiritual ingredient, right? The intentions, affirmations. I'm talking great to myself. Yes, I want this. I want this. Yes, yes, yes. You're confirming. But now you're so high in the sky. You're so high in nostalgia. You're so high in the fantasy that your physical feet ain't doing the moving. Your fingers ain't doing the clicking. You know what I'm saying? Your voices ain't doing the talking. And because those parts that haven't happened, there's an imbalance spiritually between both realms. And the receipt, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're putting in your number and you're saying, okay, it's my turn. And the universe is going through all of the receipts. And they try to determine if you've been naughty or nice. And they're looking at it and they're like, oh no, baby, you got to go back. You got to heal. What do you mean? I worked so hard. I was celibate. I didn't do anything. That's a trigger word for some of y'all, because I'm not telling you that celibate is a problem. What I'm saying is the intentions behind why you're celibate. Why is it that you are celibate? Are you celibate because you feel like you've been deflowered, or you have been misused, abused sexually, and you don't want to be misused and abused sexually ever again? Are you doing it because you've placed it on a very high pedestal and you have convinced yourself that the most perfect person will be the only one that can ever touch you? Despite the title is irrelevant. What the universe is acknowledging is that some of you, not all of you, but some of you have you have intentions as to why you have made a proclamation of something, but it's laced with trauma. It's laced with low confidence, low self-esteem, and you have given yourself a lot of success in your careers. You've given yourself a lot of success in other areas of your life because there's another area of your life that's lacking, right? So when we get into hyperdrive and we become a workaholic and things like that, we have that drive and we can do that for hours and hours and hours and never feel depleted. But when it comes time to interact with love and romance and relationships, that inner child is saying, keep me far, far, far away from that, because that's a trigger for me. And because you haven't gone through enough experiences of allowing yourself, because people can come towards you and upset you, but if you never open up or allow them to hit that soft spot, right, trigger that wound or something like that, if you've ever had a trigger hit you, right, it's like the one that sometimes it make a frog come up in your throat, or it could put you down. Here's why you don't want to do it, is because sometimes it feels as if it'll put you down long enough where you may sleep days, or like, I didn't really want to have to go there. Not right now. And because not right now has been so much louder than the necessity, the universe is saying that the only doors that I can open for you is the ones where I send you back to the people that hurt you, or because those are the closest ones to you, or I bring people that remind you and trigger you of those connections or those memories. It's not saying that the new person is identical to the old person, but you're going to have to start being able to see those power dynamics and start to realize that boundaries are healthy when you're able to exercise them in a way where you don't feel bad when you say no anymore. That it's okay to have boundaries without creating a wall. You know, because I feel like this is like, instead of having a wall, let's have a line in the sand, you know? Or instead of having a concrete wall, let's go for a fence. Like, Spirit is just trying to get you to go from having, you know, having a metal gate, like a brick wall. And can we exchange the brick wall for like a see-through fence? So this way you can kind of scope out the other person on the other end of the fence, and y'all can kind of get a look at each other. And then maybe we could take it from a 6-foot fence to like a 4-foot fence. You know, can we bring the fence down and lower it little bit by little bit? So I really feel like, and I'm saying all of this because I can see the work that you're doing on yourself, the spiritual element that you've been applying on yourself, but you're missing the yang for some of you, and for others of you, you're missing the yin, or there's an overcompensation of the yang and ain't enough yin, you know. Take it how it resonates. And it's like, I'm gonna avoid all of that. And that's where the Four of Swords, the Eight of Swords places you directly where you don't want to be, because you're avoiding a phone call, a conversation, closure. For some of y'all, it's closure. Some of y'all are avoiding, you know, what people might say. You're trying to avoid being all over the place emotionally, that you can't focus on work anymore. You're trying to avoid arguing. You're trying to avoid saying some shit you gotta regret. And sometimes you gotta say, dude, you fucking up. You need some people in your life to be able to say, dude, you fucking up. You need to have those people in your life that can call you out on your bullshit. And yes, be triggered. Because it forces you to look and say, well, damn, let me check in with myself, you know? And I feel like you may feel like it's pointless, or there's no purpose to it. You know, conflict is necessary, and you can go to any person across any division of healing, and they're going to tell you that in healthy doses, you can always say, I want to come back to it later. There's no rush. But for those of you that are clearly making a decision, like you have said, just reading the energy, that I'm ready to heal, that I'm ready to do the work, that I'm ready to trust, that I'm ready to put my guards down. I'm tired of wearing this big ass, you know, these shoulder broads. I'm tired of wearing this. I'm tired of being disappointed in love. I'm tired of making poor choices in love and relationships. There's something about you need new memories. And if you only have the bad memories to refer to, you're going to keep manifesting the bad memories with new people. But if you give yourself some new memories to refer to, you're going to have more physical, tangible things to make that spiritual connection with. And it doesn't have to be tethered to a specific person. It's just community, people, humanity. It's an adventure. So I feel like you're going on a trip in your favorite rocket ship. You finna be zooming, and I feel like all of your insecurities, your low self-esteem, and how it's been showing up in your life, because I'm talking about the real you, not the one that you show the world where you look, you got it all together, because we all do it. I'm talking about the one where you play these power dynamics off of getting what you want, and you ain't really faking it till you make it. We all have done it. It's like Spirit is saying, you know you need a rest, you know you need a vacation, and before you get to a point of burnout or you want to give up entirely on something, give it your best shot. You about to give it your best shot. Yeah, we have the High Priestess. I told you. I feel like many of you are getting a second opportunity or a second chance at something that is unfinished business here. You may have let go of a desire, or you let go of something you were trying to manifest because it was too difficult to bring into fruition. But I feel like the reason why it was too difficult is because, did I say this before? I think I said this before. It's like arguing, like talking to a wall, you know, or you can't change another person. So this is going to require like letting go of control issues. Maybe you made bad investments and your intuition was telling you that it wasn't a good time to make an investment. Maybe you took a loss financially. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like somebody here made a decision to invest in a person, place, or thing. And it was like the bad time to close on that deal. Or it was a bad time to make an arrangement. So like, I'm going to give you the best example. Let's say you are working 2 jobs, right? And because you're working 2 jobs, you know that you have, you know, it's a lot of work keeping the house clean. It's a lot of work, you know, cooking, cleaning, keeping the house in order. But you can make way more money if you have the right type of people around you, right? Y'all can support each other, grow, right? Let's say that you meet someone and y'all are just friends, and that friend wants to roommate with you, or they're like, oh yeah, I think that you know, you can just focus on the work and I'll handle everything else. And what's being offered, what you both are offering each other, sounds good. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about it at the core, you're offering shelter to someone because you really don't, because you want to give them the responsibilities that you don't really care to do. You know what I'm saying? So now you're using them and they're beneficial to you. They're choosing to come in and fill the need of the things that you don't like to do because they feel as if they'll have shelter. They've already scoped out how your life is and it feels like at the very least I could tolerate you. Okay? So there's already inadequacy, right, in that connection as to why it was brought together. But it's also sometimes the reason why people stay together, because cutting losses, you know, so when you think about, truth is I don't really want to be with that person. We have nothing in common, but I've already invested. The reason why you're together is you're useful to each other. Let's just call a spade a spade. If this was a relationship, we tend to hold on to bad investments because it's useful. So we energetically avoid that breakup and we avoid that epiphany, and we lose out on so many opportunities and blessings. And sometimes we don't want to accept that defeat, and we'll get in a position where it's like, no, I don't want to accept that it's done. I want to push harder. I feel like I can make that person love me. And then we find situations where, you know, you're staying married for the sake of being married, or you're staying in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship, masquerading it as loyalty, but it's really just convenience and commitment. And so there's a duality and there's a balance necessary. Sometimes it could be, you know, I'll have to downgrade my social life. You know what I'm saying? I have to downgrade what this person is offering me. It's like a codependency cord or tie. And then like the success that you have in the relationship becomes the thing that keeps you in it. But the reason why you're even attracted to it to begin with is because of the childhood issues around trust, right? So new love, in order to really get you to become attracted to something better for yourself, is by helping you love yourself. So it's not self-love journey. It's not a journey of punishment and you did something wrong and this is why. It's because you slept with someone too soon. Or it's not all about none of that shit. What it's about is you going through a process where you trust the process enough to the point where you start to be able to see that the way in which you're expressing love, or love is attracted to you, or you're attracting love, or y'all are attracted to each other, you're able to see, to determine and discern where the source of that love is coming from. You know what I mean? But it's really about you having the ability to change your attraction. But only you could change your attraction. And the only way for you to change your attraction is for you to go through so many relationships, failed connections, for you to see what doesn't work, so you can start to experience what does work. So let's say, for example, growing up all your life, this is how you have older people saying this as an example. Growing up all your life, you like bad girls, right? And then boom, you hit your 30s, you hit some type of transition, and now you're attracted to semi-bad girls. Okay? And now you in your late 40s, or you're in your 40s going to your 50s, and your attraction is completely changed because you've had so many different flavors and you've had so many different experiences with relationships that you know of a certainty what you do and don't want. But Spirit is trying to help those that have found themselves on this journey, and you're like 19, your 20s, your 30s, and you're like, how can I avoid getting to my 60s, 70s, and 80s and just now starting to get it? Well, you look at where the root of that trauma stems from. And it's not to point fingers or to criticize, because their journeys are relevant. What you can do from that experience is, when you're given the opportunity to evaluate what you're attracted to, you get to choose if you want to be fated to be like everyone else that have come before you, or if you want to be the first to go down a particular path or go down a branch that you're not accustomed to. And it's going to look unfamiliar to you because clearly nobody else has been down that branch. But you'll be paving a way of an expression of love through a lens that only you can convey, only you can articulate. So that's the benefit to the sacrifice that you're making to invest in a relationship, or invest in a connection, or to confront these issues with another person that has, sometimes maybe they have the same trauma as you. You know what I'm saying? But this is all about doing the work, right? So you can confront these patterns and end them once for all. I feel like this is how certain people, when they get to a certain age, they stop fighting the current and they stop resisting the interaction. And what happens is you'll be like, damn, back in the day, you never used to like rap. Now you like classical music. Or maybe you like classical music, now you like rap. You get to decide, yeah, I may have said I would never date someone this color, or I would never date someone like that. And people from your past may say that you changed or you switched up. But you're an expression of the type of love you want to have. And I feel like for some of you, this epiphany that's trying to happen for you is giving you an opportunity to ask yourself, what type of relationship you want. I feel like the separation, if you've been in separation, you get to ask, what type of relationship you want. This is pretty much, I feel like the universe is offering you like karmic justice, right? But you think the universe gonna just force you to do it and just smack you upside the head for it. Really, it's not. It's not like that. I feel like the universe is gonna keep bringing this opportunity around for as long as your counterpart is still vibrating on the same frequency as you. So when we get into certain counterpart tiers, right? If your counterpart starts to do their shadow work and they are meeting other people and they are confronting those things that has made them diseased, it's no ill intent towards you or whoever you're outgrowing, but your elevation is not going to be stopped. Your partner's elevation isn't going to be stopped just because you don't want to grow. So I feel like every single time there's this energy of like, well, since you're not ready, the other person been doing the work, I'm going to let them ascend, and they're going to keep ascending and keep ascending, and eventually they will meet their highest vibration of a partnership. And you'll have to, stay in the waiting room with Will and Jada. Just, there's nothing personal. This is what I see here. We could have been superstars. Yeah, because this is like a blocked heart chakra. Closed mouths never get fed. All right, and too much pride only creates prejudices. That's all I see. It only stops you from being happy. It only makes you bitter. It makes you miserable. Spirit, is that it? Yeah, this is someone's like breaking, like they're like transitioning from tier after tier, like growth after growth after growth. I mean, whoever is performing this much growth on themselves, I feel like it's coming from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? If I could describe it, where is this growth coming from? So many of you may be able to feel like, someone's not playing with you anymore. Or somebody connected to you may be able to tell, like, damn, Taurus really mean it this time. Taurus is not trying to settle. Taurus is really, like, moving on for real. I used to expect Taurus to, like, chase me and do all this other stuff. Oh yeah, this is secret. Someone is applying secret occult knowledge. Someone's calling in their soulmate, and this feels like a very high level spiritual soulmate relationship. Ooh, and it's protected. Now this could just be like a guide from the other side, but this is death of the ego. Putting your pride aside. Look at that. All the things I spoke about. All the things you said running through my head. Escape in reverse. Someone is making sure that either their counterpart does not make an error or a wrong turn, or that both of y'all are doing this for each other. I know this is a joke. We have empathy, escape, egotism. Someone is saying now is not the time to feel sorry or pitiful for other people. Your empathy can sometimes be used as a tool or a resource to narcissistic people. And sometimes they can get you trapped through seducing you, or luring you into submission, or luring you into some type of, where you stop trusting yourself or being able to hear your own intuition, and you just like guide it straight into the slaughterhouse, straight into the stables. And then you look up and time has escaped you, and you redirect your healing from yourself and you put it into another person. Yeah. And all along, they never liked you to begin with. So I feel like this energy, like I said, where is this energy coming from? It is coming from either your Akashic, it's coming from, these are all error messages. Learning from the error of your ways from past relationship, which means you were in a relationship where you over empathized with everything that person said. You may have sympathized as well. You were in a relationship where you had to escape and numb yourself. You've been through that phase. You've been through the phase where you were extremely prideful in your ego, and that boastfulness brought you brought you a lot of war, strife, and conflict, haters or whatever. But right now, it's like all of those things felt easy to do, right? It felt easy to just not listen to it, turn it off, not be triggered. But I feel like what you're about to do, this is like someone is accepting their assignment in life. They're accepting their purpose. They're accepting their calling. They're accepting their throne. And they're going to have no regrets about it. This person's not going to run anymore. Someone is choosing not to run. And they're choosing to put aside their pride because something feels right. Uh-oh. Something just feels like it's supposed to be. What I told you. The Fool and the Queen of Swords. Someone coming towards you. Somebody call 911. Shawty got me dancing on the dance floor. Oh, somebody's coming fast. Fast, fast, fast. And they sacrificing a lot to do it too. And I feel like, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Somebody is like, nah, they're done. I do feel like this person may be, like they're done with you wasting their time. Because I get this energy of the King and Queen of Swords. This is someone, they're in this energy of extremely like I feel like they're, damn. Who is this? This is different. Somebody. It's like you only understand one language, Taurus, or something about this person is saying they've lost a lot of time waiting on you to get your shit together. And in the spiritual realm, they are pretty much saying they got to talk to you real ruthless. They have to talk to you real stern. They have to be like, no, don't do this. They have to talk to you like a daddy or very authoritarian type of energy in order to get you to stop repeating the same cycles. It's like, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, you hearing a very stern, matter-of-fact voice telepathically communicating with you, it's like the person receiving the message is like, okay, well, I ain't gonna do that then. What the fuck? It's like they have to talk to you in a certain manner, and then you take it seriously because this person is compensating for the fact that you lose inspiration quickly. So they bring in people your way to inspire you, to keep pushing you, to focus on this. But you've already lost so much time. And I feel like you may be speculating on whether or not this person is, like, is this person talking to me? I'm seeing someone like look around and the whole time the person is talking to them, but they keep asking themselves, who, me? Talking to me? And they're like, yes, you. And Taurus is like, it's my turn? What the fuck? No. Who else would they be talking to? I don't know. Because I feel like, yeah. It's like, man, maybe I'm just tripping. This person's like, stay out your head, Taurus. Stay out your head. And just stay excited or stay invigorated. Why do I have to twist your arm to get you to shut up and fly straight. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like, just, oh Lord, just trust me. Damn it. Somebody's trying to get you to just synchronize swim. Just keep swimming. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands. Focuses her will and gathers her power. Yeah, someone wants you to focus your will on improving yourself, living your life, shining bright, doing what you need to do, going after your achievements. Because this is about you getting, some of y'all are leaving a very private life, and you're meant to be like leaving one hemisphere and going to the other, like the southern hemisphere. Okay, and this is like you being more in the public eye or something like that. For others of you, this is you leaving the public eye and being more in a private life, having more of that the values of maintaining privacy and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So if I was to describe it from like a Jay-Z and Beyonce standpoint, like how Beyonce was more in she was transitioning more into her southern hemisphere of her chart, North Node, public life, and Jay-Z was transitioning more into like his retirement and not really performing as much, but focusing on his home life and enjoying the fruits of his labor. I feel like that's what the transition between you and your counterpart that I'm seeing. Now, of course, it may not be in the realm of like singing and entertainment, but I do feel like ultimately entertainment in general, okay, where you guys are attaining a lot of things and you're walking through new doors and things like that. So we have using knowledge as a way to control or wield power. Living the beliefs by teaching others. So this is being unconventional, really. It's like instead of reading in the book and telling a person what they should or shouldn't do, a lot of you are living out your beliefs unapologetically and simultaneously inspiring other people and that don't believe that they can do something. Sixth house energy. So this is health, spiritual practice, detoxing, remedies, diets. Defines how the day is managed by overall health. So this is like sixth house, how you manage your everyday life. We have the first house, our ego, a sense of individuality, all eyes on you, their ambition and self-confidence. I don't know what you immediately attract attention of others, success easily comes. So y'all may be motivators, influencers, entertainers, mistaken for selfish due to ego. So a lot of people you may be misunderstood or perceived to be someone that y'all could be struggling artists, influencers, eighth house. And you guys are meant to go backwards. Something about going backwards. This is a part that you're delayed. So a lot of y'all may be older in age, and you didn't start really learning about the eighth house energy or experiencing phenomena, supernatural things until you were older in age, which means that you didn't grow up in a mystical home. You feel me? You grew up maybe in a religious home. So you're going to be aging a lot younger, being more childlike. This is also you confronting rules, constructs, authority figures around matters of death, sex, transformation. This is deep. Y'all gonna have a desire to go deep. A lot of you have to go deep first within your own lives and your own experiences to really tap into the abundance you're meant to receive in this Aquarian age. So you guys are not the ones that are living lavishly off mommy and daddy's money. No, you guys are the collective that you receive your abundance through being of service for humanity. Okay? So one of your struggles would be combating insecurities and lack of self-esteem, confidence. And this is just negative rhetoric, thoughts that's in your head. So disbelief, things like that. Yeah, and you may at times be wondering if you're doing the right thing. That's also a part of your journey, is to really, it's like Piscean age, Pisces energy. What causes you to like disbelief? What about the spiritual 12th house energy? This is logic and intuition. Left and right brain at war with each other. So we have angel number 6, family, work, friends, maintain healthy balance. So this is all about you maintaining a healthy balance between family, your work, and friends. I told y'all these are relations. We have Mars in the first house. What is Mars in the first house? So that's Aries, but Aries sun. So maybe you have Aries sun. I don't know. Masculine energy, alpha male, alpha woman, very straightforward, fierce, independence, needs spontaneity, may stir up trouble when bored, unstoppable once they put their minds to something, a little insensitive to others' views. So you may have this placement, or you may deeply resonate with that energy. People may perceive you to be very self-serving, or that may be a history that you had of being very egocentric or self-serving. All right. It feels like it's connected to past life energies as well, though. All right. Let's wrap she up, eh? Yeah, let's wrap her up. So we have higher calling. I told y'all. It says, you have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. I told you guys. I told you. Community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. And lastly, you have protection. You are a master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm, and your path will unfold. Persevere, and you will find success, and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. I don't know if some of you guys are reading like an audio book, or you're trying to record audio for something, but I literally had a vision of maybe you need glasses, where you're trying to write your own audio. I just keep hearing audio book, and you're trying to like read it or rewrite it or change rhetoric, because you're like, did I put that there? I had a moment where I was like, I had a whole vision just now. That shit was weird. I'm looking at the words, and it's like I'm reading it, and I'm trying to find my tone of voice. And as I'm trying to find my tone of voice, I keep changing it, but I don't feel like myself. Anyway, I gotta go. I love y'all. Bye, Taurus. Toodles.